Welcome to week 2 of the Dynasty NFL picks, where we are going to talk about Rob Gronkowski and his 5 touchdowns last week. Okay? Bring it over to Chris.
Welcome back when we're here to talk about Ray Rice elevator trauma. And I do use the word trauma loosely, I might add. And here with Joel, Phil, myself, Roger. Oh my God, Alex, you took a slim fast there and lost some weight. It's not filling for Alex for this segment is going to be Eddie, our director for Dynasty Picks. Oh my gosh, Eddie, welcome.
He's the director.
Eddie, welcome aboard. Tell us your opinions on the Ray Rice issue.
Well, Chris, I'm not understanding why Janae is even defending Ray Rice. If your man is gonna beat you, you shouldn't be with him. But it's understandable, if it was a mistake and it hasn't happened before, but nobody really knows. All we know about the story is what actually happened in the elevator, and what actually happened was Janae got knocked the fuck out. That's what happened. All right. So as far as what the NFL is doing, as far as what the NFL is doing with Ray Rice, yeah, it might seem a little harsh, but at the same time, they do got a reputation to keep up. So you really can't fault them for what they did. But
that's harsh.
I feel that they should have taken more time to think about what they really wanted to do instead of acting off of an impulse just because this video came out and some people were caught off guard about it. But that's my opinion from it.
Joel, have you seen the video?
Yeah. Your thoughts? It was rough, man. It was badder than more bad than I thought it would be. More so than the hit. Obviously, we knew he hit him, but just his reaction, just kind of staring at her,
my man picked her up and tried to drag her out. Tried to drag her out, man.
Yeah. So the elevator, they went down the elevator, saw was on the wrong floor, picked her up, and dropped her again, whatever,
Do you believe?
A pretty bad look.
Do you believe that he really should have got suspended indefinitely for that?
No, I think they made a judgment earlier, and I don't think you should just go back on your judgment. If you go suspend somebody 2 games, suspend them 2 games. You know what I mean? Don't try to alter it the hell because you see video, because there's a lot of other people that have done wrong things, like Roethlisberger getting some illegal cheats, and you had other players that.
I apologize.
You also got.
I apologize, Ben. I know that was never proven. Okay, that was never proven. That was alleged.
You also got Michael Vick.
Everything
was proven.
Like once you see it on camera, now you act like it's worse. But other people probably did worse too. A lot of people had domestic violence charges in the NFL, but now since this was on camera, they're putting it on a pedestal and trying to make it worse than it really is.
Well,
not worse than it really is. They're trying to heighten the punishment.
We're about to lose our favorite fan base.
Well, it's very interesting that you mentioned that they probably should have stuck with the 2-game suspension. That brings another question I've been seeing on TV a lot. Roger Goodell, should his job be in jeopardy because of this decision?
I don't think it should be. What Roger Goodell's job is to police people inside the game of football. Domestic violence comes definitely outside of the NFL brand. His main job is protecting the brand. I do believe that a 2-game suspension, although it's with the NFL and they have a lot less games than every other sport, I don't think 2-game suspension was enough. I'm more so in accordance with the revised version they have now, where it's a 6-game suspension for your first domestic violence offense. But then I'm not too keen on the second offense being a lifetime ban. A year ban, a couple year ban or something. But going back, we are talking about a league that has known drug users, multiple domestic violent offenses, people who've committed murders. All these people have gotten second chances in their respective.
I don't play with Ravens.
What you trying to say about my man Ray Lewis?
I'm just saying, being a Ray and Raven Is
That's
see,
Ray Lewis.
Ray Lewis
He had his
moment,
and he came back from it.
fixed those issues, and now he is known as one of the biggest faces in the NFL.
That's fine.
And I still support him. I got his jersey on.
You know,
okay, all right.
honestly speaking, they shouldn't fire him. You know, like Phil said, it's really not his fault. He can't do. His job is to protect the brand, not what's going on outside the brand. Obviously, this happened in Atlantic City. The only reason they're hyping it up is because, you know, they're really trying to push, not just in the NFL, but also in the U.S. They're also trying to push for the domestic violence to stop, you know, which is understandable, but they shouldn't fire him just because.
I actually don't agree with what you said. It's to police football and what's outside. That's like a father. And you have your child outside doing something wrong. You still got to discipline him the way he did outside, not only what goes on inside the house.
Yeah, but I really don't think.
But I don't let heads roll because something got caught on camera, and it's a lot more visceral when everyone can see it.
I agree with that. If you're supposed to be the father figure, like you use right now, you know, I don't think that just because everybody else wants him gone for the year or for a lifetime ban, I don't really think that they should ban him. Like, he should go from what he thinks is right, you know, and I feel that they just going based off of what people actually want instead of what they actually think is fair.
I think it's just reneging. I just think the NFL is kind of reneging. That's kind of like when you go to court and they have a case or something, and then evidence come up about it after it's gone. You can't necessarily just change the punishment like that. You know what I mean? You gotta go through the
because he was
process.
sentenced already, then it becomes a case of double jeopardy.
Yeah, like if the case is over, it's like.
All right. So my opinion, very briefly, that I'm going to state, since we've spent 30 minutes talking about all of your
Briefly.
NFL, Major League Soccer, Major League Baseball, NHL, and NBA athletes are people who are looked up to by young, impressionable people. They are usually looked at as idols. Therefore, what they do, unfortunately, on and off camera in their private lives is going to be watched and it's going to be scrutinized. That's what they signed up for when they decided to go into that sport. This is not something that's new. Look at Tiger Woods. Lost God knows how much endorsements because of what he did simply by cheating on his wife. The man had to put a press conference out because he cheated on his wife, so he had to apologize to all of us.
I mean, you don't
Ray
see,
Rice.
You don't see Lil Wayne doing that, or you don't see anybody else that's a musician doing that. Like
Lil Wayne doesn't go out there and try to be an idol. Everybody knows that these
They're not
athletes.
trying to be.
I mean, he didn't put a press conference out when they found out that he has 50 children.
I'm about to explain this to you, okay? How do athletes make their money? The bigger athletes. Endorsements. Lil Wayne does not get endorsements. Yes, they do. They get endorsements. Okay.
I mean, they make their money, but
sodas,
they get
all the other
contracts.
stuff. They get that stuff yanked if they hit their wives in the elevator. Okay? It's just how it is. Ray Rice should have been a little bit more careful and shouldn't think about that. And that's not me condoning what he did, because honestly, I think if you domestic abuse shouldn't be 5-game suspension, 6-game suspension. Honestly, I think it should be a season. If it's twice, you should be banned for life.
He should beat her in her house, in the privacy of their own home.
Yeah.
I think I'm hearing the voice of Alex somewhere. But the bottom line, that's just my opinion. I'm not a fan of domestic abuse, and I just think the video made it more real. People were able to ignore it. Ben Roethlisberger, alleged rape, no one has proof of. Therefore, we as Pittsburgh fans, if I was one,
Molly in her drink.
If you was one,
He showed me putting Molly in her drink.
Ben, I apologize if you're watching because I know you didn't do it. But that's just my opinion on that situation. But we have some very strong opinions here on that situation. I understand somebody want to counter something. Joel, did you have a counter opinion?
Oh yeah, I just this is some of the opinions about the Roger Goodell protecting the brand. I do feel like he's supposed to protect the brand, but he didn't do it. He did not protect the brand by his reaction to the situation. The intelligent thing to do would have been to err on the side of caution and suspend the guy for at least 6 games. I say, well, yeah, at least 6 games. And I didn't understand why the Ravens, everybody's focus was on the suspension, I didn't even see why when it happened, why the Ravens didn't just cut him, because they put themselves in a situation where it's bad publicity wise, and by bringing him back on the team, and he was of no, value on the field anyway. He averaged like 2.9 yards a carry last year. He was god awful. So I didn't understand. I honestly didn't understand the point of why they brought him back to begin with, and so.
Well, that's just like when Philadelphia let go of Deshaun Jackson and gave him to the Redskins, which they barely used him last week. But
8 catches.
They barely used him for what he's supposed to be for.
He's a bum. He's not that good.
Phil, you about to say something?
Going back to Ray Rice. We're knocking the NFL for suspended from only 2 games. Before this happened, that was the NFL's policy. Archaic as it is, it wasn't modified until this happened. So, can we really get on them for doing what policy dictated? Although, in the court of public opinion, it was the dead wrong policy, which is why it got changed almost instantly. It did get changed when Greg Hardy, the Carolina Panthers, allegedly threw his woman on a bed full of guns and threatened to kill her if she told anyone.
Was there video?
No, it was no video.
That's the question.
So what they're saying?
Oh my God!
So what
that
they're saying is
did not work very long.
So what they're saying is it's okay for you to beat your women at.
We're not saying it's
as
okay.
long as it's in the privacy of your own home.
Let's be clear.
Okay.
I'm saying when there's a video about it, it makes it seem more real.
It's real either way.
It's real either way.
Let's take this back
but if you hear about it, it's a lot different than if you actually see it. Even before the video came out last week, where you actually see the physical abuse, you saw a video of him dragging the woman's body out. That video got women upset. That video made them write emails and send letters to Roger Goodell in order for them.
It wasn't his wife at the time.
It was his fiance. Oh, that makes it so much better.
Fiance, but the bitch still married him, right?
Before getting to the part where she was being dragged out the elevator.
She was on that Molly.
Whatever she may have not been on. Ray Rice's actions leading up to the elevator were.
Did y'all see? She started it.
Actually, Ray Rice spit on her. She did try to swat it back at him. Exactly. They get on the elevator. He spits on her again, and when she comes at him, that's when he knocks back and knocks her out.
And nobody knows the whole story though. Why did he?
We don't know the whole story, but. You remember the first time you were in a fight?
Yeah.
Okay, do you remember having had like some type of adrenaline rush or something coming over you once that was over?
Nah, I'm just naturally good.
Okay. The way this man looked after he knocked her out was just too like
he was probably fucked up too.
He was too calm.
Yeah.
Okay, he's just looking like okay, yeah, then he picks her up.
A typical day.
Exactly.
No,
that's what makes it even.
No, I can see he solved the mistake, but he's trying to cover it up without letting everybody know.
That wasn't much of a cover up. We all said it. You know, just think that if we knocked someone out, not saying knock the woman out, we're going to try to pick them up better than when he picked up his fiance.
Pick up whoever.
Then he.
You probably thought she was faking or something.
Okay.
They play around like that all the time.
Yeah.
No,
I hit you. You get knocked out. We play around.
That he kind of did regret it, but you're not gonna be like, oh, I just knocked my girl out and like this, and everybody gonna be like, oh,
he didn't regret it.
Huh?
He didn't regret it.
He did.
No, he didn't. He tried to pick her up. He got halfway up the elevator, looked to see he was on the wrong floor, and just dropped her and just looked around. Probably because he heard security coming, running down the hall.
He had to make sure it was the right floor. He had to drop her so he could look around. Right. Come on, man. See, y'all are doing too much, man.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have some strong opinions, but
I do got one last opinion. I'm sorry.
That's fine. That's why we have.
It's a privilege to play in the NFL. So you are employed by the NFL. So it's their rules that if you glass somebody in an elevator, and you suspend for a season, that's what it is. So it's just like having a job.
He did her.
You know what I mean? If you have a job and you get some jobs, if you get a DUI, you out. You know what I mean? Same in the NFL. If you glass a bitch, you out. Basically, you know what I mean?
Okay.
Ray Rice, don't worry. The Cowboys or the Redskins will pick you up. Don't you worry.
You gonna be in the locker room, Michael? Alex, final thoughts.
What's wrong wrong with Michael Sam, man?
No, I think he's a tremendous player. He got a bum rap.
Okay. Final thoughts? Man, that's some fucked up shit. Rated R.
Final thought. Tony Romo, 5 touchdowns. Get Ray Rice.
Don't hit your woman.
I agree. I was just playing there. No man should put his hands on no woman.
Unless he's making sweet love to her.
Yes. There you go.
Joe, final thoughts.
RG3, I hate you. Jay Gruden, you idiot. You don't bring back the read option this week. I'm coming to Redskins Park.
What you gonna do?
On Monday.
With this picket sign.
You gonna go buy a ticket?
Oh yeah, Ray Rice.
So don't do it.
Like to do that still too.
Ray Rice. You need help. You need Jesus.
You said Ray Rice needs Jesus.
Yeah, you need Jesus.
So Roethlisberger.
Roethlisberger has what he needs, 2 rings. Now,
Ben, you want another ring?
He
Two
sold,
rings,
go out and
2
rate
charges.
another woman.
Great.
he sold his soul for 2 rings.
Right.
And some women in the bar.
And if that gets put on camera, then what?
You said
Then people gonna
lifetime
be trying to
ban.
say,
Oh, I bet you the cell phones are out every time Ben Roethlisberger's
second
at the
offense.
club now, baby. They just waiting. Hey, Ben, you want a drink? No, thanks.
right. That joke will be sealed. I ain't taking no drink from Roethlisberger, dog. It's a wrap.
are we done? Are we done? Laughing and business? He has
I'd
done
rather
nothing
be in
to
the
go.
can, dog.
Alright, so
Right.
So that being said, thank you very much. Tell us your comments beneath this nice 2-segment video that we've done here. Hopefully we increased our viewers to 5. So, interesting. Y'all were out of control this week. Y'all were right. You are going to be an interesting addition, Rogers. You have some issues with you. So for our old director, Eddie, who had to transform into, for Alex here, for Rogers, Joel, and Phil, I'm Chris. Thank you very much. Have a good day.